Eric and Jim Pickett also live in St. Mary's. Now, Jim, witnesses were waiting for the ferry when they saw that plane go down.
That's right, and the ferry was going out to Cumberland Island, and again, it returned a short time ago. We spoke to one of the witnesses who watched this as it happened early this morning and just couldn't believe what he saw. He was there with his friend. Listen to this.
We were just standing there waiting to get on the ferry, and I just happened to look up and saw the plane, and I thought it was doing a maneuver maybe, and it was already falling. It's probably 300-400 feet. When I saw it diving, I of course yelled, so look at that plane, and I just assumed that it was going to pull up, and it just never did. And it just came, kind of turned, and it was almost, it was almost like it was accelerating, trying to come out of it, but it just couldn't do it.
Well, it was kind of a shock situation. So, I mean, it's not something that you see every day. So when you first saw it, you were like, did I really just see it? Because it went vertical. And like he said, the RPMs were kind of picking up. It sounded like they were trying to either come out of it or something. And they just kind of spun vertical, and it was just a vertical impact.
And it shocked the people that were seeing this because they just couldn't believe what was happening there as they were on their way to Cumberland Island. Now, this was also being handled at the time. They called 911, the first gentleman that we spoke with, and the crews from Camden County and from St. Mary's Police Department came out here, did what they could. That plane went immediately under that Cessna 150. And at that point, they were just trying what they could do. FHP, of course, is handling this now, and the National Transportation Safety Board is also on its way investigating it. The bodies have been recovered, as we heard from Eric Avignon about the 18-year-old and the 66-year-old flight instructor as well. Those bodies have been recovered and taken over the Florida side of the river over here, and that investigation as to what happened, how this Cessna went down, is still ongoing. For now, we're live in St. Mary's, Georgia. Jim Pickett, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Jim. And again, this was a single-engine, two-seat Cessna 150. We talked to our aviation expert, Ed Booth. He explains what might have happened when it landed in the water.
One of the characteristics of this type of airplane, if it attempts to ditch in water, is it's going to flip upside down and sink, which appears to have been what happened. That is due to the landing gear being fixed, welded down, if you will. A retractable gear airplane is much easier to ditch in water than a fixed gear airplane.
Booth says some people do survive such water impacts, but they have to get the doors open so they can escape before the plane sinks. We're covering this story throughout the evening, so join us tonight on the 10 o'clock news for updates.